that in Romania for the first time physics was taught in Greek? Before Tudor Vlad Vladimirescu's revolution, education in Romania was strongly influenced by the former Byzantine Empire, and teaching was done in Greek, similar to how sciences were taught in Latin in the West. This tradition began in the buildings of the Saint Sava monastery in Bucharest, where between 1694 and 1776 there was an educational institution that later evolved into what we know today as the Royal Academy. Here, 3 teachers shared the basic knowledge of philosophy and natural sciences, with one of them focusing on logic, rhetoric, and physics, about the sky, about the soul, about birth and decay, and finally metaphysics. The first teacher who taught physics at this school was Sevastos Chiminidis, a Greek scholar invited to Bucharest by Constantin Brancoveanu. Under his guidance, physics was not seen just as a branch of science but as an integral part of natural philosophy. Chiminidis followed the Neo-Aristotelian philosophy promoted by Teofil Coridaliu, who argued that eternal matter is the cause of all physical phenomena. According to this view, matter, in its continuous motion, transforms and takes on various forms, which can be observed and explained through experiments such as the influence of heat and sunlight on the development of the terrestrial world. This is how, from the very beginning, physics was presented in Romania as a discipline that uses rational thinking to explore and understand the laws of nature. Did you know that the first professor dedicated exclusively to physics in Romania was Manas Eliade? Ruler Alexandru Ypsilandi reformed the Royal Academy of Saint Sava in 1776, and he sent Manasse Eliade to study sciences in Italy and Greece. He returned from there with a pneumatic machine and an electrostatic one. These events revitalized the study of physics at the academy. Among the physics professors at the Royal Academy, we find the Greeks Rigas Veles Stinglis and Michifo Theotokis, the latter contributing with his textbook Elements of Physics, which also included theories from Descartes and Newton. Veniamind of Lesbos, another influential professor at the Academy, proposed an original theory about the transmission of heat and magnetism based on the intrinsic energies of objects. Constantin Vartalahos, another professor at the Royal Academy, wrote the work Experimental Physics and a treatise on electricity, influenced by the ideas of Benjamin Franklin. He stressed using instruments. He was convinced that experimental physics is more suitable for attracting students' interest. On the other hand, the professor from the Veniamind Academy in Lesbos was known for a position opposed to Newton's theory, promoting his own theory called Panta Pantachiekinetikon. The gravitational attraction between two objects would be caused by the existence of an etheric fluid whose flow between the objects is proportional to the volume of the objects. Variants still appear today on internet forums. Interestingly, the students' examination is public. In the year 1811, the students had to answer questions about rejection, air rarefaction, melting, explosion, and students. How would you cope if the physics exam were public? Did you know that the first teacher to teach physics in Romanian in Bucharest was Gheorghe Lazar shortly before Tudor Vladimirescu's uprising? In 1818, Gheorghe Lazar appeared before the council. He firmly argued that the Romanian language has the necessary resources to express the truths of science as well. He convinced them and chose to teach physics. He was educated in physical sciences at the University of Vienna. After Lazar's retirement in 1822, the baton of teaching physics in Romanian was taken over by the well-known writer Ion Heliadea Radulescu. Another remarkable disciple of Gheorghe Lazar was Petrache Poenaru, born in 1799, who graduated from the Polytechnic School in Paris. There, Poenaru was inspired enough to register a patent for the self-inking portable pen, which feeds itself with ink. Whether that makes him the inventor of the fountain pen, I'll let you debate in the comments. In 1833, Petrache Poenaru issued a regulation for the School of Saint Sava, which required it to be equipped with 5 copies of textbooks and various devices for physics, chemistry, as well as instruments for geometry and mechanics. At that time, few understood the importance of physics. During the 1848 revolution, the physics instruments were gathered in the courtyard of Saint Sava College, where they were left exposed to the rain and snow. After a while, Ban Alecu Filipescu gave orders to make a big fire and burn all the instruments. In this way, he said, their light would bring justice and brotherhood to the country. We live in an internet world, but the internet we see today is seen differently by the inhabitants of this planet. When I want to travel virtually and I'm curious about how the world looks seen from those places, I use a VPN. Surfshark is a VPN that gives you access to online streaming platforms such as movies.com, Azon, and others. Surfshark hides your IP address and ensures your virtual privacy while browsing the internet. You can search for plane tickets, hotel rooms, and rental cars at lower prices. This comes with a minimalist and user-friendly app design. Surfshark has substantial discounts this month, and the offer won't be repeated soon. With the Surfshark Alert service, you can receive alerts and benefit from real-time protection, and Surfshark Antivirus helps you keep your device virus-free. You can do a quick or full scan of your device, benefit from real-time protection, and schedule scans. The discount offered by Surfshark.com Prosura this month is a unique deal. Get 4 extra months free with your Surfshark subscription at a very favorable price. For me, the best example of a science teacher remains Alexe Marin. In the year 1881, he wrote the book Moș, Potru, or The Village Teacher, a conversation about supermechanics. Here he explains mechanics to some children from the countryside using the wheels of the cart, the tools from the yard, and pretty much everything the peasant had around the household. His pedagogical talent was noticed from a young age by another well-known educator, Gheorghe Ardeleanu, who involved him in his teaching activities as early as the age of 11. At the age of 20, Marin took part in the first teachers' competition in Romania, where he obtained a teaching position at St. Sava College. During his career, he published textbooks on popular astronomy and mechanics, and in 1846 he received a scholarship to Paris. There he studied with renowned scientists such as Joseph-Louis Gay-Lussac and Urbain Le Verrier. After returning to Romania, Alexe Marin became a physics teacher at St. Sava College, and in 1864 he was appointed professor of chemistry at the University of Bucharest. Here is how I.C. Severianu describes his physics lessons. Professor Alexe Marin would rub a red wax stick with a cat's fur until he broke into a sweat and would ask the students, "Did you hear it? Did you see it?" Of course, he was talking about the electric spark. And the students, just to tease him, would answer, "We didn't hear it and we didn't see it, Mr. Alexe," and he would promise that next class he would make the spark bigger and louder. This is what the first physics textbook in Romanian looks like. What, you don't understand anything? That's because it's written in Cyrillic letters. If you understand a little, you can decipher the title Elementary Physics. This happened in Iași, and the year was 1849. The author of the textbook is Professor Teodor Stamati, who taught mathematics and physics at the Department of Philosophy at the Mihailiana Academy in Iași, the predecessor of the city's university. His textbook included basic concepts from physics, such as optics, mechanics, and thermodynamics. Don't think it was easy to teach physics in Romanian back then, because specific words hadn't been translated yet. For this, Stamati wrote a small Romanian dictionary of technical words and other hard-to-understand terms in the year 1150. He chose to call the phenomenon of reflection the bending of light, and refraction the bending back of light. Today, it is preferred to directly import words from English, with their meaning also being translated directly. Teodor Stamati also contributed significantly to the popularization of science through his articles in the newspaper Albina Românească. Can you read this text in Slavonic from his book? Thank you for watching the video until the end, and thanks also to the people at Surfshark for sponsoring. Get 4 extra months free with your Surfshark subscription at a very favorable price. Until next time, I'm Cristian Presura. You are cool, and I wish you all the best at kindergarten.